Okay, so these are all of a certain type with the angle measures and polygons and um, whatnot. So what's the sum of the angle measures of a 35 gon? Well, the 35 gon has no necessary name, but it's got 35 sides. And when we want to know the sum of the angle measures, we do n minus 2 times 180. So if you sub that in, you would get 35 minus 2 times 180, or 33 times 180. And because of some mental math tricks, I know that that is 5940, 5,940 degrees. I could teach you that trick in person if you want to know it, but I can actually do that in my head because of a trick I know, a couple of tricks. So there's that one. So you're going to use that formula for how do you find the sum of the angles in some kind of some numbered polygon. Okay, so some of the angle measures with S sides, so they're using S instead of N, but it's the same formula, is 2340. So you're basically saying, we'll use S. Actually, I'm going to use N even though they say S sides, and we'll just call it that. The reason that I want to do that is because for me, when I write S, looks a whole lot like 5. So I'm going to say N minus 2 times 180 will give us the sum of the angle measures. And if that sum is 2340, then we can backwards calculate what n is, or in this case, what s is. So the first thing we would do is we say n minus 2 times 180 divided by 180 equals 2340 divided by 180. And I know that you're allowed to use calculators, so what happens here is that cancels out. And okay, then let's see. Okay, and what we end up with is 13. So what you get is n minus 2, which was what was left over here, equals, and what we get there is 13. So if we then add 2 to both sides, we get n equals 15, or I'm going to replace now n. I used n because it looks like a 5, but I'm going to now say s, because they wanted us to use the variable s. So the number of sides is 15. Now, continuing on, complete this statement. A polygon with all sides the same length. Well, the words that are in here are really the key, because they're asking for all sides the same length and not necessarily all angles the same. And you can imagine, let's take a rhombus, for example. All sides are the same length, but not all angles the same. So you can have one but not the other. The only time you can't have that is in a triangle. So sides, what word is sides? Well, angular means angles and lateral means sides, so equilateral. Because regular means both equilateral and equiangular. And once you go above 3 sides, you can have same lengths of sides, but not necessarily same angles. You can kind of start to bend and push the angles in different ways. So lateral means sides, so equilateral. Okay, and what is the measure of one angle in a 30 gon? You should know that if we find n minus 2 times 180, we get the total number of degrees. And then if it has 30 sides, it's also got 30 angles. So then we could say we're going to divide that by the exact same number of sides. So what does that look like? Let me change the color so it's easier to see. So then you get 30 minus 2 times 180 divided by 30. Okay, or 28 times 180 divided by, or, and let me choose another color just for contrast. That works out to be 5,040. and you got to divide that by 30. And when you do divide that by 30, you get 168. 168 what? Well, they're asking about the measure of one angle, so 168 degrees. Yep. And I should just box the one up top as well. So there you go. Hope that was helpful.